It's a Paul Skeens night in the Berg. Pirates ace looking to win his 7th game of the season and his 6th game his career against the Cincinnati Reds. He has been dominant in 6 starts. He's 5-0 with an 0.53 ERA. Number 1 Cochran Drive to Greatness presented by Number 1 Cochran Club 1 Rewards. The numbers against the Reds, Neil, are startling.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Paul Skeens factor into a win. May 12th to be exact. We faced the Colorado Rockies here at Pittsburgh, so this is a perfect time for him to get back in the win column and start this series off on the winning note. But of note, Paul Skeens has especially been good against right-handed hitters in this Reds lineup tonight, 6 of them.
Yeah, that's good news for Skeens and the Pirates, and yeah, his 6 wins, still tied for 13th, and that ERA, 2.86, 9th best. All the other numbers are really, really strong for Paul Skeens.
Yeah, very much so. And, we can talk about him not being quite as good as people have seen him in the past, and I think it's just a little blip on the radar for him. You hope that he gets a little run support tonight. It's a good finish to the Seattle series for the Buccos. And also good to see Connor Griffin back again.
And good to see the bullpen, Neil, starting to slowly but surely maybe get it all together here. Since June the 15th, the numbers are strong.
They didn't give up a single run in that Seattle series, Greg, which was really good to see. Everybody looked pretty sharp. You hope that they kind of turn that corner from having that tough stretch. Really, for most of the guys down there, Evan Sisk has been very consistent, been a guy heavily leaned upon, especially against left-handers later in the game. So all good things since June 15th for this Pirates bullpen.
And good to see Connor Griffin back in the lineup. He'll be leading off at shortstop, back where he belongs.
Sportsnet Pittsburgh is.
Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by Highmark, the official health plan of the Pirates. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. By Cohen Markets. Free ice cream is back at Cohen Markets. Club Cohen members get a free Hershey's ice cream sandwich all summer long. By your Western PA Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Pittsburgh. And by Levin Furniture and Mattress, Pittsburgh's #1 furniture and mattress store. Paul Skeens back in the dugout. Saw him alongside his battery mate, Henry Davis, who had a big day yesterday, helping the Pirates defeat the Seattle Mariners 5-1. Davis did the job not only behind the plate, but at the plate. And I think this is the first time we see Paul Skeens in the new City Connect unis.
It looks like he's got some new shoes, too. Looking sharp. Connor Griffin. No, he's excited to be back. 1 rehab game for him. Clearly pleased with how he responded to that game defensively and obviously swinging the bat.
Here's the lineup that Skeens faces. Blake Dunn leads off. Then it's Ellie De La Cruz and J.J. Bleday. Sal Stewart will be competition for Griffin and a few others in the National League Rookie of the Year race. Nathaniel Lowe, the veteran, is the designated hitter. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Spencer Steer, Tyler Stevenson, and Matt McLean for the Cincinnati Reds, who are 37-42. They were just swept by the Brewers. They came to town on Wednesday night. They had the off day here yesterday.
Paul's Car Shield number, 17th start, 6-7 with a 2.86. 107 strikeouts in 88 innings. Walks in a good place. And that opponent average in a good place. As I mentioned, going to have a very right-handed heavy lineup today outside of Ellie De La Cruz, J.J. Bleday, and Nathaniel Lowe.
Levin Furniture and Mattress defense. It is Ryan O'Hearn and Brandon Lau on the right side of the infield. Connor Griffin, Jared Triolo on the left side. It's Reynolds, Mangum, and Esperlin Valdez in the outfield left to right. Henry Davis does the catching for Paul Skeens, and Connor Griffin returning to the lineup for the first time since being placed on the injured list May the 31st. He actually DH'd a little bit before that for Don Kelly. The Pirates were hoping that that sore elbow would kind of take care of itself, but eventually they decided not to take any chances and shut him down. And it again is great to have him back. He is thrilled to be back at that shortstop position. Unfortunately, the Pirates end up having to place Spencer Horwitz on the injured list yesterday. It's a big bat out of the lineup, but he'll try and hold the fort offensively until his return. Blake Dunn leading off. How about T.J. Friedel? Last time the Pirates saw the Reds, heck, last few years, Friedel's been their regular leadoff hitter. He was optioned down to the minor leagues. And strike, we're underway. Jeremy Rayhack, Western PA native, calls balls and strikes. So Blake Dunn in center field.
The Pirates have matched up very well against the Cincinnati Reds team so far this season. 5-1. Won 2 of 3 very early in the season, late March, early April, and then swept, as we see Terry Francona, their skipper, swept the series against these Reds about a month and a half ago.
Peel down first base way, no swing down there. The first base umpires, the crew chief Dan Asonia. Yeah, he's been just dominant. We showed you the number of schemes against these Reds in 6 career starts, 5-0, 0.53 ERA. And the only Pirates pitcher since 1913 with a lower earned run average through 6 career starts against one opponent, Al Maumaw, 0.50 ERA through 6 starts against Brooklyn. 3-2.
Well, in the arsenal for Skeens coming into today against the righties, mainly 4-seam, sweeper, 2-seam. See a changeup right there from him, and against the lefties, 4-seam changeup and split.
Now the numbers are strong, but Neil, there's no doubt Skeens takes it personally, the fact that the Pirates have not won any of his last 7 starts. It just seems incredible. And look at this, and how about that? First ball in play is hit to Connor Griffin. He's not able to handle it, and into center field it goes.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Looked like it was kind of knuckling off the bat and going to short hop him. Connor didn't necessarily know if he wanted to go get it or kind of lay back on it. Most likely go down as a hit. Yes, it will.
Wouldn't you know it?
But Greg, I can, you know, it always seems like there's just one guy on your staff that you just can't find ways to score runs for.
No.
That's kind of the stretch Paul Skeens has been going through since early May. And I can remember one year I was on the New York Mets, and we could not score runs for Jacob deGrom. And just in the entire season, it was either, you know, a 2-1 loss or a 1-0 win. He'd have to shut him down, and you know, so it does happen.
But do you think do guys start to press to you know, more than usual when a guy like that's on the mound because you want to win for him?
It's really hard to explain. I don't know. And you know that your ace is going to go out there and throw the ball really well.
Mangum there. Well, heck, we're talking about winning ball games. Neil, what are your keys to the game presented by your Western PA Buick dealers? Yeah,
the keys for the game, get Skeens that win. I mentioned it's been a while since we've seen him in the win category, and obviously Connor Griffin getting back into the lineup is going to be a boost, especially just lengthening the lineup and what he can bring. You mentioned, you know, making efforts not just with his glove or his bat, but he steals a lot of bases. He's first of all rookies in stolen bases with 14. Certainly a game changer, especially as we mentioned with O'Neill Cruz and now Spencer Horwitz down for a little while.
Ball 1 on J.J. Bleday. Close. Slider over to Blade. 1 ball, 1 strike. In his first year with the Reds. Had really just been called up to Cincinnati. The Pirates saw the Reds, and that's not close. Two balls and a strike. Skeens lost a 2-1 decision at Coors Field in Denver 6 days ago. Went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
These Reds, they don't run a ton. Ellie De La Cruz has 10 in the season, and Sal Stewart leads the team with 11. But I'm sure they're going to try to find different ways to put some pressure on Paul Skeens tonight if they can.
2-2. Blade won for his last 21. Skeens 107 strikeouts, tied for 4th most in the National League. And yeah, that runner wants to go, but Skeens held it there and froze him, and now he delivers that great changeup to Blade to get him.
Well, nice job by Paul mixing up his holds right here. Blake Dunn looked like he wanted to take off. And Paul held it for a second or two longer, and that kept him frozen at first base. And a really good changeup just floating away from J.J. Blade for second out.
And here is Sal Stewart.
And this Reds team, both offensively and pitching-wise, they're toward the bottom third in both categories. They do walk a decent amount, and they've hit a lot of home runs. I think a little bit has to do with playing in Great American Ballpark, but hopefully Pirates can take advantage of the pitching side of things, or the lack of pitching from the Cincinnati Reds this series.
Meantime, Stewart 2 for 22 against the Pirates. 22-year-old from Miami. Lifted to right. And Esmeralda Valdez handles that. A leadoff hit, and the next 3 retired. Head to the bottom of the first inning, and Connor Griffin will be the leadoff man.
As a kid,
there he is, Connor Griffin. And on the injured list May the 31st. His last game was as a designated hitter May the 30th. He'll be followed by Brandon Lau and Brian Reynolds. Marcelo Osuna returns as the DH. Ryan O'Hearn at first base. Esmeralda Valdez, the right fielder. Jared Triolo, Jake Mangum, and Henry Davis catches. And they're facing the lefty Andrew Abbott, who they beat earlier this year.
Abbott's 17th start, just under a 4 ERA. 4.14 walks per 9. Something that's plagued Abbott just a little bit this year. 39 walks in those 84 2/3 innings. So if you're the Pirates, be patient, see how he's locating early in the game.
Fly ball left field. Connor Griffin clears the deck with a cannonball. Come on! You gotta be kidding me! 1-0 Pirates.
You gotta be kidding me, it's right, Greg. 109 off the bat, first game off the injured list.
Welcome back, KG. We missed you. Number 5 for Griffin, and it was a no-doubter.
Talk about a boost, Greg.
Wow. 435. Now Lau skies one to left. Blade. 1 out. Oh my goodness.
Take a look at this. 4-seam, top of the zone. He knew it right away. Sheesh.
That's a nice little bat flip for you. Look at this. They can't believe it. Did we just catch that? Did we just have that? You don't think they're fired up? My goodness. Jeez. That is the 13th homer allowed by Andrew Abbott. Brought to you by UPMC. And now Reynolds. And Reynolds bounces it to Ellie De La Cruz.
Well, nothing you'd like to do more than to give Paul Skeens a little bit of a cushion going into the first, call it 2, 3, 4 innings of this game. And for the Cincinnati Reds, their starting defense, just saw Ellie De La Cruz make that play. J.J. Bleday in left, Blake Dunn in center, Spencer Steer flanking him in right field. McLean at second, Sal Stewart at first, Eugenio Suarez at third, and Tyler Stevenson behind the plate.
Marcell Osuna hitting cleanup against the lefty. Batting .296 in 8 games this month.
The pitch was going to strike with the hitter's challenging.
How about that? ABS powered by T-Mobile. Good call. Hold your breath this early.
Challenges remaining.
It was just last game that Marcell Osuna played, but was able to get his average up over 200. You hope that continues. He's been swinging the bat pretty well. Hasn't really seen a lot, had a lot to show for it.
Skeens and the Bucks now with a 1-0 lead thanks to Connor Griffin. 2-2.
Change-ups right there. Hitters count. This is what Abbott likes to do to the righties. Mix that four-seam kind of up and in and force these right-handers to commit to that inner part of the plate and then work that change-up middle down and away.
And past third, hit it sharply. We'll see how they rule it. Really doesn't matter. He's on with 2 outs.
Good to see another barrel ball off the bat of Marcell Osuna. I think that'll be a hit.
Should be.
Go.
Waiting on their decision. Yep, hit it is. Ryan O'Hearn at the plate. O'Hearn. Is this the other way? And out of play. We had an RBI single in the 8th inning yesterday, coming off that 4-hit performance on Wednesday night against the Mariners. And he's called out on strikes. But Connor Griffin homers. First game back. He's back where he belongs. Here's Nathaniel Lowe. First pitch from Skeens is strike 1. Connor Griffin, his first at bat in the big leagues. Were you here? Were you watching on Sportsnet Pittsburgh that incredible opening day? His first at bat in the major leagues, doubled in the left center field to drive in a run. And an absolutely spine-tingling moment here at PNC Park for the then 19-year-old. A flair for the dramatic indeed, and he comes back and homers his first at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off the IL, little elbow tenderness. Pirates being very careful with him. Still 1-2 on Lowe. Hannah has more on his return. Hannah?
Brownie, he said in terms of filling in for Spencer Horwitz at that leadoff spot today, he said he had big shoes to fill because Spence was killing it. So he's going to do his best to pick off where he left off. I would say he did just that. And he also said he's really glad to have Spence in the dugout to be able to pick his brain too. But I think Spence is just going to teach him a bat drop maybe next time.
Yeah, there's a base hit, and in fact a double on a 1-2 pitch to Nathaniel Lowe, cut off by Esmeralyn Valdez. Yeah, Spencer can certainly teach him, as Hannah found out. They call that what? Respectfully disrespectful. But here, a rare hit from Nathaniel Lowe against the Bucks.
Yeah, back-to-back changeups from Paul right there. That one just floated right in the middle, down and in portion that lefties love, especially with 2 strikes. Lau just shoots that into the right center field gap.
Well, the first inning, the game began with a base hit, and now the second inning starts with a double from Nathaniel Lowe. And past diving shortstop Connor Griffin into left on the 1-0 pitch, the 97-mile-per-hour 2-seamer, and it's first and third as Suarez singles.
Yeah, Suarez not really the guy that's looking to move the runner and try to hit something on the backside, just not something he does very well or very often. So he's able to sneak this one through the 6-hole. Well, the Reds got something cooking.
Now Steer, 13 homers, 33 runs batted in. Connor Griffin making a diving attempt. Infield at double play depth with nobody out. The only runs allowed by Skeens against these Reds came June 17, 2024, when he was in his rookie campaign. It was his very first start of his career against the Reds in the 4th inning, April 1st at Great American Ballpark. That was it in terms of the runs. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That 0.53 ERA.
Slider from Paul. You don't see him throw a ton of those to the righties, only at 2%. There's another one.
Well, maybe he figures he can get Steer, strike him out, and then try and get the double play ball from Stevenson. One ball, 2 strikes. It's a piece of it, and once again Skeens was holding that for an extra few seconds just in case they wanted to put somebody in motion there. Suarez looked like he was thinking about it, though he rarely goes. First and third, nobody out. Even a double play ball can tie the game. Still 1-2. Again gets a piece of it. Skeens, 1 start this year against the Reds. That was in Cincinnati, the opening road trip. He went 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. Another 1-2 pitch. Another foul.
Steer putting a good fight up. Paul going heavy slider sweeper usage. Typically that's a swing and miss or ground ball pitch, which both I think would be welcome at this point. You'd take 2 for 1 right here. Double play ball, even if it meant a run being scored this early in the game with a 1-run lead.
Here comes another 1-2 pitch to Steer. And in the air to left center field. And a base hit ties the game at 1.
Now 2 soft hit balls in a row that Found outfield grass. See where this pitch ends up. He wants it up. It's just not quite there.
Double, single, single. And now Tyler Stevenson. Ball one.
That was a slider. That was a changeup.
This blinker, which has kind of been on hiatus, it seems at times.
Yeah, only using it just below 10% per game, or on the season, I'm sorry, against the righties. A little bit higher at 15% against the lefties. We saw that much, much higher in the past.
Comes back with it. Stevenson hitting 8th in the lineup. Catcher for the Cincinnati Reds with Matt McLean on deck. Went back to it again. Being struck out Blade in the first after the leadoff hit by Blake Dunn. But here a double, single, single, and it's a 1-1 ball game. He's pretty stoic on the mound, but you wonder about the frustrations when you see guys continually keep the at bat alive and not able to get that ground ball or strikeout.
Well, you don't want to fall in the trap of trying to be too perfect when that happens, because you're obviously not getting hard contact.
And in the air to right, Valdez, it's going to be over his head. He kind of dies there at the base of the wall and into second base, and it's 2-1. Single off the Clemente wall. Well, a 2-2 pitch to Stevenson. 2-1 Reds.
Yeah, another pitch just not there, especially with 2 strikes. You know, if this pitch is off the plate or just off the plate and you get a swing, you might get a ball off the end of the bat and fly out to right, but
well, 20 pitches this inning and nobody out. It's funny, we've been talking about it so much this season about schemes. Yeah, the numbers are great, but he set the bar so high as a rookie, and even last year, of course, the Cy Young Award winner.
just not what we're used to, right?
Just dominant. That's all we're used to.
And getting in situations like that, you know, first and third, nobody out, you'd see him find a way to get, you know, a ground ball for a potential double play or a strikeout, and then attack the next hitter. But to your point, he set the bar extremely high, so when he goes through some stretches like this where he doesn't look like himself, is still very, very good.
Matt McLean's been struggling mightily.
Well, McLean's hitting ninth. Even if he doesn't get that runner in, it's a pseudo, you know, move the runner to second at very minimum safety squeeze attempt, and if you get a really good one down, you might have a chance to score that runner from third base.
He has not had a hit against the Pirates this year. In fact, going back to last year, he's hitless in his last 31 at bats against Pirates pitching. The last player to have that many consecutive hitless at bats against Pittsburgh, Curtis Granderson. The Tigers and Yankees from 2006 to 2015. He was 0 for 38 against Pirates pitching. McLean 0 for his last 31. 3-1. "42 pitches already." And a full count. Already I saw Henry Davis take a trip out there to give Skeens a breather. A laborious inning and nobody out. "3-2 to McLean. And he strikes him out looking. And McLean now asks for the.
That's a little late.
The Pirates are saying, no, you can't give him.
Pitch was going to strike. The hitter's challenging.
Oh, the Pirates bench can't believe it. That they gave him that much time. Wow. Don Kelly's going to come out and say, you got to be kidding me. You gave him that much time? And the bases are loaded. In fact, he said, Don Kelly's saying the bench was even yelling, which you're not allowed to do. It's the reason they don't allow challenges late. It's got to be instantaneous.
The only thing I could think of is maybe McLean didn't know that he called it strike 3, as you saw him kind of take his elbow guard off after that pitch. He thought it was a ball, and maybe it was kind of a late call by Jeremy Rehak.
Listen. See, I don't know if he yelled it.
The pitch was going to strike. The hitter's
It was a little bit of a late call by home plate umpire Jeremy Rehak, as you see.
Oh, that's, I don't know. That seemed like a little long to me. You know,
Yeah.
That's too late. That's too late, he says to Jeremy Rehak. No way. It was over 3 seconds by the time he tapped. But it was a ball 4. I mean, when all said and done, it was not a strike, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. The biggest concern here is Paul Skeens trying to hit the ship right here. And in the air the other way. Esmerlin Valdez will make the catch. Runner third is tagging. Strong throw to the plate, but gets past him, and it's a sac fly that makes it 3-1, and other runners advance. Steer scores.
Yeah, I thought with Valdez coming in on this ball, he might have had a decent chance to get a lot behind it. I think the fact that he kind of caught this ball almost running didn't necessarily let him get fully set up and get everything behind it. And obviously Spencer Steer, an above average runner as well.
And now Ellie De La Cruz drives one to center field, plenty deep. It's 4-1 on the sac fly as Mangum fires toward third. A 4-run second for the Cincinnati Reds.
Another pitch he wanted away. It got to a decent spot. And usually in a situation like that as a hitter, if you're sitting off speed and you get it in that spot, you can at least lift it pretty well, exactly how Ellie De La Cruz did.
Leday's the 8th man to hit in the inning. The Reds 0-5 against Skeens. Skeens had allowed 2 runs against Cincy in 34 career innings. And in this inning, he's given up 4. And looking for the 3rd out. It's going to be pitch number 32 in the second inning.
I can't help but think how big that ABS challenge is right now, Greg. You had one out in first and third, and if the next batter does what he did and has a sac fly, and then that Ellie De La Cruz fly ball is the third out, now you got a 3-1 game as opposed to a 4-1 game, 4-1 game.
Well, you don't see this ever. A reliever loosening with Paul Skeens on the mound in the second inning. Pitch number 34 of this inning. And he walked him. 2 walks in the inning and the 9th man to bat. Sal Stewart. Well, you remember opening day in New York, Skeens got 2 outs against the Mets and had to be lifted, but that was some shabby defense behind him. In this case, it's pretty much all Skeens. Although he did walk 2 and hit a batter in that first inning of 2026 back on March the 26th.
There we go.
At this point, it's pretty apparent that this he probably has to get Sal Stewart to stay in the game.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Greg.
He gets Stewart, he stays in for the third. If he doesn't get him, good chance to see Don Kelly pull Skeens. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and that is it. One of the tougher innings in Skeens' career. It's 4-1 Reds.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paint.
BMC, the official health care provider of sports coverage on SNP. Esmeralyn Valdez. Andrew Abbott has to feel awfully good right now. So he gave up the leadoff home run to Connor Griffin, and with Paul Skeens looming against his offense. But credit the Reds. They went on the attack.
I hope that the Pirates are able to give Paul Skeens a breather and make Abbott work here this inning. Even if you don't necessarily score, you hate to see a 1-2-3 and have Paul only sitting down there for, call it, 5, 10, 12 minutes.
Oh, Valdez thought about the challenge. A reflex, decides against it.
This was as close as it gets.
Goes down. Second strikeout for Abbott. He got O'Hearn looking to end the first. H.N. Supermo.
Heavy changeup usage so far against the righties for Abbott. It's a good one. Lefties like him that don't have mid to upper 90s fastballs, they have to keep that changeup in a really good spot.
Abbott has been really good. Last 10 starts, 2.41 ERA. 3 earned runs or fewer in each of his last 10 starts. And Foles Triolo. Spencer Horwitz on the injured list. He'll be out for, who knows, maybe a month, but then hoping a sooner return. Left hamstring strain. Really had that offense clicking at the top of the order. Strike 3 called. 3 straight strikeouts for Andrew Abbott. 2 of them looking.
It's looking like the Pirates might want to start looking out over the plate. As I mentioned, Abbott, he likes to run that 4-seam in and up on the righties and then work back away with that changeup and that breaking ball down in the zone. If he's not throwing that fastball in, you got to start looking out there and using the opposite field until he proves he can throw that fastball for strikes on the inner edge.
Headed up the middle. And a base hit for Jake Mangum. And they'll bring up Henry Davis. So Mangum gets it past De La Cruz. And some players around baseball, including Eugenio Suarez, thinking about the earthquake victims in Venezuela. Over 900 dead in his home country. And baseball helping remember those victims. A moment of silence before the game and around baseball. Eugenio Suarez been around the big leagues a long time and represents his country with great pride. Hit hard foul by Henry Davis, who homered and doubled in yesterday's game. The home run came in the 3rd inning over the right center field fence, the double in the 8th inning, and it was lined down the left field line.
And that right center field home run was really a sight to see for Henry Davis, especially as we know he's been trying to get back into the middle of the field a little bit more. And a guy like Abbott, this is a guy you really, if you're Henry Davis, you got to make a really good effort to try to let that ball get deep a little bit and use the middle part of the field.
Pulled foul, and Don Kelly pointed out that he's not doing that as much. Yesterday's home run over the right center field fence, which the Pirates love to see, and as Don Kelly pointed out, doesn't mean he's not going to pull pitches, but when he concentrates on center and right center, that's when he'll be at his best. He said you don't see as many of those hard pulled fouls, sometimes almost directly behind him. And talking to the Pirates skipper today before the game about that, he said at one point Tony Beasley, the third base coach for the Pirates, had a shot off his thigh in spring training in Tampa against the Yankees, and a ground ball to third. Suarez on to second for the force. Pirates leave 1 and trail 4-1.
Bet you can't run.
Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP. And by Giant Eagle, your home team for groceries. Hanging out on the river on a Friday night. Folks here at PNC Park watching Connor Griffin hit that leadoff home run. Connor's corner.
We'd love to see a low pitch count inning here for Paul Skeens. Get back in the dugout, see if the offense can get it going.
Nathaniel Lowe started the 2nd inning with that double to right center field off Skeens. The 2nd inning, the most pitches he's ever thrown in 1 inning. Yeah, chase. 3 Ks for Skeens. Brings up Eugenio Suarez, who singled in the 2nd. Talk about pride for his country. How about the World Baseball Classic 9th inning? The double that would win it for Team Venezuela over Team USA. Hit it off Garrett Whitlock. March 17th, the World Baseball Classic All for Venezuela. Threw that one past him. Suarez came into this game with just 3 hits in his previous 25 at bats for a 120 average. In play maybe for Davis. No. Well, it's 0-2 on Eugenio Suarez. The Pirates had made overtures reportedly to try and get Suarez to Pittsburgh, and there's a happy young fan. Doesn't know what to do with that baseball. So happy. Suarez back to Cincinnati. And Suarez playing a lot of third base. Keep Brian Hayes on the injured list with back issues. Suarez had been doing some DHing. .34 years old. Hit 189 home runs his first 7 years with the Reds. 2015 to 2021. Two. .97, he's thrown 98 a couple of times in this ball game. And he pulls the slider foul.
The Cincinnati Reds have not made life easy for Paul Skeens so far this game. 66 pitches for 2 1/3.
Left field. Reynolds. We'll bring up Spencer Steer, 2 outs. Tomorrow afternoon, Pirates Reds 4:05. First 20,000 fans get a Pirates soccer jersey presented by AHN. Get your tickets at pirates.com. The Riverhounds is going to be in attendance celebrating the USL championship they won last season. Again, the first 20,000 fans get the custom Pirates soccer jersey. Pop up. Triolo over. Tomorrow will be Jared Jones for the Pirates against Chase Burns.
Skeens trying to will that back into play. You know, I think he's definitely feeling the significance of trying to get 1 pitch, 1 outs here. These middle innings. I know we've talked about it a lot before. He gets a lot of foul balls, and I remember having that conversation maybe with you, Greg, before about pitch limits and pitch counts. And I remember Garrett Cole early in his career, another guy that you just felt like hitters were always on high alert. That first time through the order, you almost saw him go into 2-strike mode early in counts. Nice clean inning right there for Paul. Let's see if the Buccos bats can get going.
I knew college wasn't for me.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud. First inning, the home run. First at bat for Connor Griffin off the injured list. The details.
Just thundering. You know when you get a ball to left field out and you know it's gone off the bat, and you've hit it about as hard as you possibly can. And that lead held for a short while. Let's see the second time through the order if the Pirates can get some bats going.
Time now for our Penn West University educating you. How about that home run? He became the youngest Pirate to lead off a game with a home run. at the age of 20 years, 63 days, passing Bob Bailey, who was 20 years, 247 days. And he's retired on the bouncer to Suarez. That was in June of 1963, when one of the first bonus babies in baseball, Bob Bailey of the Pirates, homered against the Braves. That's a good ticket. Skeens Griffin 28. Got our vote. Maybe we can vote for them in the midterm. Well, again, Andrew Abbott, he has been really good, especially the last 10 starts. Xfinity batting stats, reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Brandon Lau's numbers are really good. As you see there, the home run total, 19, 5th highest in the National League. His 51 ribbies are 10th, most in the senior circuit. 39 extra base hits, tied for first. But the Bucks have struggled against lefty pitching. 5-14 against left-handed starters, and one of those wins was against Abbott. That was on April the 1st in Cincinnati. They scored 4 runs in 5 2/3 against him. Pirates won that game 8-3.
You know what you're getting if you're left-handed against Andrew Abbott. You're getting, it's almost 50-50 four-seam sweeper.
Fly ball to right, approaching the wall, and the catch made just enough room for Spencer Steer.
You thought off the bat that might get at least to the wall and off the wall. Just got it a little bit off the end of the bat. Nice job by Steer navigating that Clemente wall. Rare you see opposing right fielders come in here and not get tricked a time or two.
Rum's going to try and beat it out for a hit. He will. Hitting streak now at 16 consecutive games, and he's reached base safely in 31 straight.
Well, you got a streak like this, like Brian Reynolds has, you got to get a little bit of luck. Looked like that ball kind of took a funny hop. Eugenio Suarez was playing very deep at third base and toward the line. The only guy able to get to this ball is Ellie De La Cruz, and that's a really difficult play. And as always, Brian Reynolds hustling hard down the line.
De La Cruz just back off the injured list. This is 3rd game back since his injury, right hamstring strain. Ball to strike on Osuna. Paul Skeens stewing in that dugout. Abbott's thrown 40 pitches, only 8 of them out of the strike zone. Make it 9. 27-year-old from Lynchburg, Virginia. It was a 2nd-round pick of the Reds out of the University of Virginia. A National League All-Star.
Was a Hillcat in 2006, Greg.
What?
Lynchburg Hillcat, yeah.
I did not know that. Lynchburg was a Pirate affiliate back then, huh?
Yep. Abbott was probably in diapers at the time.
How hot was it in the summer?
Very hot. Very hot.
Fans not liking that throw to first. What do you think?
I think that was a balk, Greg. I think he passed that 45-degree line. Yeah. These lefties, they get away with everything.
It's fouled off to the right. And again, something else that Don Kelly pointed out about Marcell Ozuna. He said I particularly liked his base hit the other way a couple days ago.
Probably going to get a fastball in here or change up away. Let's see what he decides to go with.
He bounced to second. And the Pirates get a 2-out hit from Reynolds. That's it. On to the 4th inning. It's 4-1 Cincy. Welcome to the Toyota RAV 4th inning. And celebrating birthday number 12. Watching number 30.
Good place to be on a Friday night for your birthday, Greg.
Yeah. No question. Here at PNC Park. We're watching tonight, wherever you are, and we're thinking about Bill DeFabio, longtime great Western PA radio broadcaster who's in a fight. Ball one. He's watching. Bill thinking about you. Watching with his sons Brian and Anthony. Brian celebrating a birthday in a couple days. Just misses on Stevenson. 2-0. Stevenson hit the ball off the Clemente wall in right field in the 2nd inning. An RBI single. And hits this hard to left field. Well, the Reds and Pirates play again tomorrow afternoon at 4:05. Conclude this series and this homestand at 1:35 on Sunday. Kids 14 and under get a pirate-themed Eaton Park Smiley cookie while supplies last. Get your tickets at pirates.com. Sunday afternoon here.
Greg, Paul Skeens has yet to get a ground ball in this game.
See where you're going.
Not a single ground ball. Most of these Reds teams year to year, they typically have fly ball hitters for obvious reasons at Great American Airport. Paul having a tough time getting ahead in counts.
Yeah.
You see right there with Stevenson, you get to a 2-0 count. The last batter, not necessarily forced to come right at him, but it makes hitting a lot easier when you get 2-0 fastballs.
There have been a handful of those pop-ups that just go out of play. Saw Skeens trying to coax one back last inning. He had a 1-2-3 third. But little doubt this is his toughest start since that opening day in New York on March 26th. McLean able to foul off another. Matt McLean in the 2nd inning had been struck out, but he was headed to first base when he stopped after Jeremy Rehak, who doesn't instantaneously at least show strikeout. Now maybe he yells strike 3, but at least visually you didn't see it until he had stepped across the left-hand batter's box and then froze, and a couple seconds later tapped the helmet and challenged it, the ABS challenge. Don Kelly argued that it took too long. Here it is again. Look at that. Wow. And it turned out to be ball 4, and that was big. So he strikes him out here. 5 Ks for Skeens. 1 down in the 4th.
Well, that was one of the better executed 2-strike fastballs we've seen from Paul. Just above the strike zone. As a hitter, it looks like it's going to be about belt high. Just kind of explodes from guys like Skeens.
Oh, 2 on Blake Dunn. Skeens came in with the 9th lowest ERA, the 3rd best whip. Hawks hits per innings pitched. Henry Davis nodding yes as he points to Dan Asonia.
Close.
Change up. 6 Ks, 2 outs.
You know, you talked a little bit earlier about the lack of usage between the splinter and this changeup. And the one thing I've noticed, that changeup's getting a lot more swing and miss to the righties. But I can remember, Greg, that the first year and second year when he was using that a lot as a pseudo sinker. And now of course he has a sinker and also that changeup, and the velocity discrepancy is much different. But that splinter at 92, 93, 94 is obviously 3 or 4 miles an hour off of the fastball, and the sinker for that matter. He was getting a lot more ground balls in play to the pull side. And with that changeup now to the righties, you're seeing a lot more swing and miss, as I mentioned, but you're also seeing a lot of foul balls to the pull side. And so I think that also is kind of playing into the effect of the pitch count getting up a little bit. I mentioned we haven't seen a ground ball yet in this game through 3+ innings. We kind of became accustomed in certain situations, 1st and 3rd, 1 out with a righty up. We'd see Paul Skeens go to that splinter more at 92, 93, and he'd find ways to get that ground ball to the left side of the infield because it was just a little bit off of that 4-seam. And yes, it wasn't as much of a swing and miss pitch, but he was getting that ground ball to the pull side. So it's something of note that I've been kind of wondering, and obviously there's a lot behind it. He wouldn't just stop throwing it.
Yeah.
There's obviously reasons, but very interesting.
Now he gets the strikeout of Ellie De La Cruz. He strikes out 3 in a row. 7 Ks. Pirates trail by 3.
Pittsburgh.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Pirates, the official source for your Pittsburgh Pirates gear. Another birthday. Hit the ball. To me, it's my birthday. I am 10. Well, happy birthday.
Exactly where he's sitting. I'd like to see him out.
Yeah, go out to right center. Some dancers out there. Strike 1 on O'Hearn.
Three guys in this Pirates lineup with 45+ RBIs. O'Hearn with 45, and allowing Reynolds 51 and 52 on the season. Pretty good trio in that top 4 or 5 of run producers. And when you look at the numbers, the Pirates offense as a whole, lots of categories in the top 3, 4, 5 in all of baseball.
Well, 3-1, love to see leadoff walk lead to something. Neil talked about that one issue for Abbott. He can have some control issues, and this is one here. He walks O'Hearn to start the bottom of the 4th.
Yep, first walk of the game. I mentioned Abbott, 4.14 walks per 9. Typically about 3 a game. First time in this game we've seen him get well behind an account. And he's got that get out of jail free card right there. Now that changeup, he is just painting that away to these righties. And what that does is opens up the inner half with that fastball, and then he's been going right back away. Just like that. Now you got to commit if you're a hitter. Do I want to look in there hard and protect in there, or do I want to hang out over the plate and hope he makes a mistake with that changeup?
What's your advice? What would you do?
Well, usually that first time through the order against guys like this, you know, guys like Jeff Locke come to mind, right? Not the super hard thrower lefties. You know you're getting fastballs in the inner half. You'd watch the first two or three right-handed hitters and see, is he throwing that fastball for strikes in there, especially early in the count? And is he leaving that changeup on the edge? Is he missing off the plate? Is he missing down in the zone? So can I hang out over the plate and force him before 2 strikes to go in there? So for me, especially the curveball usage comes into play with the righties, I'd be trying to use the middle right center part of the field and force him until you get to 2 strikes to beat you on the inner half. Because that pitch on the inner half, especially in a situation like this, a double play type of situation, unless you really commit to that fastball in, or he makes mistakes over the plate, which he hasn't been doing, those are ground ball pitches and pitches that get hit for fly balls, or like the ball Griffin hit, that was a mistake pitch.
So early in the count, you'd think away.
Yes. Because it's very rare, it's very rare. One of the hardest things for pitchers to do is throw 2 fastballs glove side, you know, painted back to back, or 3 or 4, or so on and so forth. So if you want to give him that first strike in there, unless you're looking for it, go for it, because you know he's going to continue to, he's going to go back to that change.
So at some point he's going to go
back to it. But to try to cover both of them is very, very difficult to do.
This is 5th career start against the Pirates. Triolo takes ball 2.
Well, this is a perfect situation, especially for a guy like Jared Triolo that does a good job of hitting the ball through the 4-hole to the right side of the field. You don't want to, in my opinion, you wouldn't want to look fastball in here. You'd be wanting to look for a 2-0 changeup, and it might sound a little bit backwards, but that's what he's showing me this second time through the first and second time through the order.
Pitch was outer third, a cutter.
That might be one of the first cutters we've seen from him. No, he's thrown a handful.
Close pitch, 3-1. Full count. Triolo 2 for 5 versus Abbott in his career. Strikes out Triolo for a second time. Looking in the second, swinging here.
It's a really well-placed fastball right here. All you're really trying to do with this, as I kind of mentioned, you don't want to get in full pull mode because that takes you off the changeup. Is maybe foul this off, live to fight another day, maybe jam yourself and shoot something over the infielders' heads. And Abbott executing very well right now.
Mangum had a base hit with 2 outs in the second. Base hit to center field past Ellie De La Cruz. Switch hitter. Mangum last 22 games hitting over 350. And 0-2. That swing got Tyler Stevenson. He's checking on him. Got a piece of his glove on the backswing. And a strikeout to end the bottom of the fourth. 5 Ks for Abbott. 4-1 Reds.
Multi-type.
Pirates Baseball on SNP is presented by Beryl Automotive, driven to be better. And by AHN, official medical provider of your Pittsburgh Pirates. Congratulations, attending at least one game, all 30 ballparks. Fly ball, J.J. Bleday, 1 pitch, 1 out.
The elusive 1 pitch, 1 out for Paul Skeens tonight.
So he's at, what, 89 pitches and maybe hopes to get through 5. If he gets into any trouble, probably done for the night. Brandon Bedouin. Take that.
You would definitely take that.
That is more like it. 2 outs in a hurry. Sal Stewart pops out to the first baseman, Ryan O'Hearn. And now Nathaniel Lowe.
Well, if you're Paul Skeens, especially where his pitch count is, you're tempted to just throw a fastball right down the middle of the plate here. And if you're Nathaniel Lowe, you're tempted to swing at it.
But he's got to be taking.
you would 98% sure he would be. But
so you got to throw it down the middle. There you go. Lowe doubled to start the second. 30-year-old former draft pick of the Tampa Bay Rays. He and Brandon Lau were teammates for a time. Made things interesting, including Lowe's brother Josh. Josh Lowe, Nathaniel Lowe, Brandon Lau. Spell their surnames the last.
Is Josh still in baseball? Do you know?
I don't think so. But names spelled the same but pronounced differently. Can you imagine how difficult that was for people wanting to talk to the teammates? Oh. No. I guess Josh Lowe was sent down by the Angels recently to the minors. One ball, 2 strikes. And gets a piece. 97 upstairs. Lowe's been with a handful of clubs now. With Boston and Washington last year. Spent time with the Texas Rangers.
.500 strikeouts for Skeens in his career. I apologize if you mentioned that, Greg.
He's got 7 strikeouts to the Reds tonight. High ball right. And an 8-pitch. 1, 2, 3, 5th. Paul Skeens and Don Kelly chatting in the dugout. Well, it looks as though he's done. In fact, when he came off the field, shakes Don Kelly's hand. 96 pitches. See if the Pirates can rally.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, after that second inning, 40+ pitches, 9 batters sent to the plate, 4 runs scored. You certainly feel like if this Pirates offense can get going, this is not an insurmountable comeback by any means.
If the Pirates don't rally and lose this game, it would be the 8th straight ball game the Pirates would lose with Paul Skeens on the mound, and that does not happen very often in baseball history, where a reigning Cy Young Award winner is on the mound for 8 consecutive losses the following year. In fact, Jim Perry of the Minnesota Twins in 1971, he was on the mound for 10 straight losses following his Cy Young in 1970. Paul Skeens on the mound for 7 straight Pirate losses coming into tonight. The last reigning Cy Young Award winner to be on the mound for 7 straight losses following his Cy Young, Corey Kluber, 2015 then Cleveland Indians. The Indians lost 7 straight Kluber starts. So work to be done here, down 3. And the 3-2 pitch. It's one of those balls that we don't see as often. Pulled way foul. Bounce to deep third. Suarez. Wide throw. Oh my. And Henry Davis will wind up at second base. Suarez let go a flyer. And an error has Davis at second with no one out.
Well, I've noticed how deep Eugenio Suarez has been playing at third base. Sometimes these balls that you see as he caught that on his back foot, if you don't reset your feet, sometimes the ball can sail on you, and that's exactly what happened to Eugenio Suarez. Hank getting down the line pretty good, put a little pressure on him. Nice little freebie right there from the Reds.
Sal Stewart decides to stay anchored to the bag rather than try and go get the ball and avoid an advance of 90 feet.
Yeah, I'm sure if you asked him, he probably would have told you just come off the bag and keep that to a 1-base error. Nonetheless, another runner on first base. 3 innings out of 4. Pirates have had a runner on first base.
Connor Griffin checks. No swing. Connor's corner.
Everybody clap your hands.
Take a look at the All-State Good Hands replay. First at bat, leading off out of the first inning.
Those are some good hands. Get to that fastball up in the zone. No doubt about it. And even right here, Greg, middle part of the game, runner on second, down 3 runs. You'd love to, not necessarily give yourself up, but you'd love to really try to push something at least to the middle of the field, try to move Hank to third base.
Yeah, at least get one, right?
Yeah.
Get that run in somehow.
When you know in this situation, you're going to see a lot of those changeups. So you want to fight those fastballs off, in, and at the top of the zone, and really just try to stay back as long as you can, and even just possibly poke something to the right side. Second baseman McLean is playing way up the middle right now, so if he were able to poke something to the 4-hole. It's wide open.
Checks. Connor Griffin ended up playing just one rehab game the other day for the curve. It was 2 for 2 walk, hit by pitch, RBI triple, 2-run homer in the one rehab game. In the air to right center field. This should advance. The runner, Davis, will tag, and he will move 90 feet. Well, that's a quab.
Yes, it is,
Neil
Greg.
Walker's playbook. Quality at bat.
Very nice at bat. Griffin right there, laying off a couple tough pitches. The slider down in the dirt in the pitch before. Stays inside something, gets that runner moved over.
Well, the infield will concede a run here. Brandon Lau. And that should do it. Although Dunn has a good arm. Davis for a catcher, good speed, and he will score as the throw is off the mark, and the Pirates get one. Take advantage of the 2-base throwing error by Suarez. Sac fly Lau, RBI number 52 for the Pirates second baseman.
Now the mayor of Quab City, Brandon Lau, always seems to get it done. He got it done late in the game yesterday with a base hit to center fielder runner on third base. As I said, not necessarily having to play for the big inning just yet, Greg. Play a little small ball. Keep this game in a good spot going into the last 3 innings.
Brian Reynolds. Did he win the most recent election by a landslide, the mayor?
Yeah, he did. There were some guys giving him a good run for their money.
Mayor of Quab City, there he is.
Most notably,
he takes his job very seriously,
Brian
Neil.
O'Hearn, he does. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
1-1. Reynolds infield hit in the third, extending his hitting streak to 16 straight games. His on-base streak to 31 straight. We take a look at our Blue Moon bright spot during this on-base streak. It's been really good for Brian Reynolds. You see the batting average, the OPS, 1129. That's somebody who's on fire.
Whew. He does not want June to end, I can tell you that right now.
Longest active on-base streak in Major League Baseball. Ian Happ had a 31 gamer earlier this year. This is the second longest such streak in baseball this season. Nick Kurtz had a 48 gamer, the Athletics first baseman. Abbott gets the strikeout, his 6th, but the Pirates get one, trail by 2. 6th inning, and you see Paul Skeens back in the dugout with Braxton Ashcraft. This Pirates pitching change presented by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Yeah, Brandon Bidwell, 14th game for him, 14 innings, 5.14 ERA.
Has not pitched, by the way, in 12 days.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of them lately. Numbers a little bit misleading. He's given up 4 home runs out of the bullpen. Low innings, that's going to balloon that ERA. He's got good stuff.
Hoping there's not too much rust here. 2-0. Longest he's gone this season without pitching. Scooped. Triolo. Oh, he's so good over there at third. You forget. See that? I mean, that's, you know, not the toughest play in the world, but so smooth. Did a nice job defensively at short with Griffin out.
That's the first ground ball of the game, Greg.
Wow.
Hit, not hit.
That's right. Spencer Steer now.
Wow.
Steer had an RBI single in that 4-run second inning off Skeens and struck out.
And two really good sliders right there. Benoit, not your normal slider he throws, almost more downward tilt action to it. But obviously acts more like a hard curveball with not as much break. Can be tough to handle, especially for the right-handers.
'97, the rookie Benoit from Australia. Good stuff. 2 outs.
It appears Benoit's not terribly rusty after almost 2 weeks of not pitching.
That strikeout presented by Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future. A challenge from Henry Davis.
The pitch was ruled a ball. The catcher is challenging.
The Reds catcher watches.
The call is confirmed. Pittsburgh has 1 challenge remaining.
Pirates have been actually trying to practice on occasion before games with their catchers. 2-0 count. That's a cool look.
Really cool look. Quietly, some of the best seats in the entire ballpark out there.
Would you like to broadcast a game from out there?
That actually would be fun.
Okay.
Until you got a home run ball in your lap.
Yeah. Ground ball short. Griffin. And his first opportunity, and a 1-2-3. Top of the 6th inning for Brandon Benoit.
Well, welcome back. Marcell Ozuna was recently asked about not being in the lineup every day and how he's been handling that. That's not a situation he's been used to in his career, and he had said that he's just trying to mentally stay strong through each day, and when they give him an opportunity, he's going to take advantage of it. He said it's been a little different, certainly, but he's kept a good mindset through it all. He said he has a strong mind. He never wants to give up. He also never wants to show a bad example for guys trying to follow him. Just keep grinding, do his best, show his teammates who he is. Brownie.
That's great to hear, and that's why everybody, Hannah, and you've talked to all these players about how impressed they are with.
The pitch was ruled a strike. The hitter is challenging.
Let's see if this is a strike or not.
The call is confirmed. Pittsburgh is out of challenges.
That's not good. They're out of challenges here in the 6th inning. It's one area that they've not been good at as a team. 0-2. Their center fielder is Dane Myers. I don't know if injury to Blake Dunn or not. Almost got a piece of Osuna. Abbott has struck out 6, an unearned run in the 5th. The pitch count might get him. The Reds start to crank up their bullpen. That's one thing about Abbott. Talk about how good he's been over his last 10 outings. He really has not gone deep very often. His last 2 starts, 5 innings. Of course, I guess it depends on what your definition of deep starts is this day and age. As check out the bullpen. TJ Antone. He did go 6 innings each of his previous 3 starts. That's hit well to center field, but we'll see if there's a play on it, and it is gone. The Big Bear goes deep for his 7th home run, gets the Pirates to within 1. Over the right center field fence.
Well, this tells you how strong Marcell Ozuna is. He knew that he got this one, Greg. I was with you. I didn't think this had a chance. And this ball was barreled up. The exact approach you want against Abbott. Abbott's been really good through the first 5 innings of this game and then makes a mistake out over the edge. Outer half, and Ozuna makes him pay.
Boy, he is some kind of strong. That just took off. And Myers went back. Thought he had a play. And now it's a 1-run game. .408-foot home run. And it's 4-3. Shortstop De La Cruz gets O'Hearn with the first out.
2 more hits on the day for Marcell Ozuna. Just recently got that batting average back over the 200 mark. And boy, would that be a huge boost for this Pirates offense with O'Neal Cruz and Spencer Horwitz out.
Merlin Valdez. A couple of solo homers off Abbott. Valdez, talking about the strength of Ozuna. Valdez has great power. Doesn't take much for him to get hold of one. Drive to left field, and if that's fair, that's way gone. Oh my! The magician makes that ball disappear to tie the game.
Well, Greg, I think that one reached the rotunda down there in left field. We didn't have the best view of it. But just you got done saying how much pop Valdez has, he ties this ball game.
The rookie, Esperlin Valdez, delivers a knockout punch, hoisting the cone. Abbott gone, tie game. 3 solo homers. Terry Francona removes Abbott.
Yeah, I think Abbott may have made more mistakes in this inning than he has the entire night. Oh my.
Just a matter if it would stay fair. 414 feet toward the rotunda.
I want to see where this thing landed, Greg.
Yeah.
Just a majestic home run.
Man, we've said it a bunch over the years that is rarefied air. You just don't see balls hit off that rotunda. Watch O'Neal Cruz react. Yeah. He knows a ball's tattooed.
He said, hey, I'm the only one that can hit that far.
What's that all about? Hitting that ball that far.
We got a new ball game here in Pittsburgh.
Marcell Ozuna led off the inning with the home run. And after the ground out, Esperlin Valdez delivers the knockout punch. Abbott back to the bench. And it's TJ Antone.
TJ Antone, 21st game for him, 21 2/3. Good ERA at 2.49. Only giving up 2 home runs in the season.
Nick Gonzalez is going to bat here for Triolo. And you wonder about Triolo's health. Recall whether something occurred out on the field that we didn't see, but he's lifted in favor of Nick Gonzalez. And the Pirates were hoping to give Gonzalez a full day off. He had played in, I think Don Kelly said, 31 straight games.
And Gonzalez typically handles righties a little better than Triolo.
Yeah, that is a good point. That's another thing that Don Kelly talked about, wanting Triolo to face the lefty Abbott. And now it's the righty, TJ Antone. Toward third, and Suarez. The second out. Four ball game. Antone replaces the lefty Abbott. Antone's been really good last 14 games. He's given up 1 run, covering 15 innings.
A heavy ground ball rate from Antone. To the lefty sweeper, cutter, curveball from him. The righties, 56% sweeper. A little bit of cutter off of that. Tough to get him in the air.
One on Mangum. Now 3-1. Mangum singled and struck out against Abbott. Now turns around about left-handed versus Antone. You have to admire a guy like TJ Antone, who has come back from not 1, not 2, but 3 Tommy John surgeries. April of 2017, had another one in August of 2021, and a 3rd ligament replacement surgery in April of 2024.
Sheesh.
Stays 3-2. That sweeper fouled away by Jake Mangum.
And he throws very little straight. 15% fastball usage against the righties and 12% fastball usage against the lefties. And obviously he does throw a cutter, which is essentially a fastball, but
bouncing ball, fair inside the third base bag. And a good job by Bleday. Of course, they had Bleday near that line. And Jake Mangum aboard for Henry Davis.
He finally does get a fastball, Greg, at 96 at the bottom of the zone. And like we see him do a lot of times with 2 strikes, just gets way out in front and tries to keep his hands back and just do anything he can to put the ball in play. It's kind of an interesting situation here with 2 outs. And the 9-hole hitter up. How aggressive does Jake Mangum want to be to try to get to second base here?
The lefty Brock Burke, one of 3 left-handed pitchers in their bullpen. Henry Davis reached on the two-base throwing error by Suarez last inning. Scored on a sac fly by Brandon Lau. Oh, it takes off and he's picked off.
Oh, we should have kept that one.
Langan trying to do his best Josh Harrison impersonation.
Well, he took a shot.
Final out, but what a thrilling sixth inning. 2 homers, Osuna and Valdez.
Heads up, Bucks fans. Whenever
ball game, 7th inning, that mustachioed gentleman with the good hair, guy that caught that home run off the rotunda from Esperlin Valdez. And now Isaac Mattson tries to keep these Reds off the board. Remember the keys to the game, one of them from Neil Walker was about that bullpen. Well, Brandon Bidwell did his job.
Valvoline numbers for Isaac. 25th game, 3.91 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 23 innings.
Line drive right at Lau. Matt McLean is the first out.
We've seen Isaac Mattson really work hard to try to get more fastballs down in the zone and mix in more changeups and breaking balls. We know how heavily he used that fastball and how effective it can be.
Down to the minors to try and work on that sequencing and pitch selection. And now here is Dane Myers, took over in center field for Blake Dunn, who left with the right elbow discomfort. First at bat now for Dane Myers. Montgomery up in the Pirates bullpen, getting ready maybe for J.J. Bleday. Mattson has to face at least one more hitter. But he's hoping for a 1-2-3 7th. 0-2. Mattson's pitched now in just 4 games since his return to the big leagues. Friday night in Pittsburgh, game 1 of 3 with the Reds. Three home runs tonight for the Pirates.
What Mattson's really trying to do with this, deploying a little bit more off speed into his arsenal, is make that fastball more effective if he can get to those 2 strike counts.
Yep. Strike 3. Let's recap what's happened so far in the game. Our dashboard report presented by your Western PA GMC dealers. A leadoff home run for Connor Griffin gave the Pirates a 1-0 lead, but Paul Skeens gave up 4 runs in the second. Ended up going 5 innings. Andrew Abbott went 5 1/3. Tyler Stevenson had 2 of the hits for the Reds, and Marcell Osuna 2 for 3, including 1 of the 3 home runs.
Well, and outside of that top of the second inning where the Reds sent 9 batters to the plate and scored 4 runs, the Reds have only sent 4 batters in the first, 3 batters to the plate in the third, 4 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and now potentially 3 here in the 7th. So
yeah, 11 straight batters have been retired since Tyler Stevenson led off the 4th with a hit. Fourteen of the last 15 Reds have been set down. 0-2 count on De La Cruz. And Mattson's doing that little hesitation. A couple times we've seen it. Hideo Nomo like. Have to ask him about that. Just trying to throw them off a little bit. Timing, huh?
Well, I can remember at some point Adam Wainwright doing similar.
Oh yeah,
things.
he would do that.
He wanted to mess with your timing as much as he could.
Did that mess at all?
I mean, it could.
Yeah.
You know, guys like myself are people that he would try to implement that. If you had a toe tap or you weren't one of these guys that just kind of stood there in the plate, you had a little bit of movement. That's what they're trying to do. Just get you off of it just a little bit.
Fly ball center field. Mangum. Now the bullpen, as Neil said, it's going to be important. So far, so good. Bidwan Matson. Pirates baseball on SNP is presented by MetaConnect. Medicare made simple. And by #1 Cochrane Club One Rewards. Earn points, save money, and get discounts on gas. Join for free at clubonerewards.cochrane.com. Home run, Esmeralyn Valdez.
Pirates have been one of the best, Pirates have been one of the best home run hitting teams so far this season across the National League, and it continues tonight.
They've hit their 97th, 98th, and 99th home runs of the season. Andy Rodriguez pinch hitting for Henry Davis.
Yeah, kind of interesting, Greg. The previous inning, if you didn't catch it, Henry Davis was hitting before Jake Mangum got picked off. Saw a couple pitches from TJ Antone, and now he gets pinch hit for to lead off the bottom of the 7th here.
Henry Davis. De La Cruz over behind second. One out in the bottom of the 7th. Rodriguez, of course, will stay in the game to catch. And here's Connor Griffin. Time. Ooh, man.
Oh, boy.
$93 an hour.
That looked like it was square in the tailbone, too. I'm going to take a look at him just to be sure. You know, one of the reasons, guys, boy, didn't really look like it got away from Greg. I don't. One of the reasons some guys won't throw a ton of fastballs. We'll get back to that later.
It's going to be interesting to watch the rest of this game. There's only a 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. Connor Griffin just took one almost square in the back. And watch Trey Antone. He's hearing it from the home crowd. The pitcher who just hit Connor Griffin. This is how he reacts when he goes back to his dugout.
Kind of bizarre, Greg. You don't see reactions like that very often.
Ever.
I thought that was somewhat of a questionable.
Two rookies. Remember, Sal Stewart did not get hit by a pitch the last time the Reds were here, but took one inside.
That's right.
From Chris Davinsky. And Davinsky was thrown out of the game because of how Stewart reacted. He was ejected, and then, of course, Don Kelly had to serve a suspension a couple days later for it. Now Brock Burke.
Burke, 40th game, 2.89 ERA for him. Late inning lefty.
National League leader in appearances, Brock Burke. Connor Griffin would like to steal second. 1-2 count. Brock Burke has allowed fewer than 2 hits in 34 of his 39 appearances this season. Pierce Johnson, right-hander up. Lau down on strikes. Well, this is just game 1 of this rivalry, and look at the road ahead presented by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock airtime. Chase Burns is really, really good, as evidenced by those numbers, and Jared Jones getting back into good form. Sunday, it's Brady Singer against Mitch Keller. Ryan Reynolds, 1 infield hit against the starter, Andrew Abbott. Connor Griffin hit by a pitch, homered on the second pitch in the bottom of the first. That's balls in the air to left center field. Coming in, Myers makes the lunging catch. And we go to the 8th, tied at 4.
Everyone's loving my idea to
Tied at 4 here at PNC Park, and we want to take a moment to wish a very happy 50th wedding anniversary to William and Paula Walmsley. And by the way, Bill and Paula, if we may, your son Matt, who works at our studio, want to thank him especially for everything he did today, going above and beyond. He and a bunch of people in the truck and at the studio here in Pittsburgh have done an incredible job coping with some very serious technical difficulties that we have been experiencing over the past 2 days. And not just Matt, we also want to thank J.J. Nichols and D.J. Erskine and Bob Mattern, Diana Caputo, Adam Olson, Ray Roma, Drew Brown, many, many more. Adam Elmore and Kevin Wheeler, Tyler Graham. 1 ball, 1 strike. So many people doing tremendous work to keep us on the air both yesterday and tonight.
Mason Montgomery, 31 games, 4.35 ERA. Saw him in yesterday's game. Did a fine job.
Challenge.
The pitch was low to strike. The batter, Saunders. The call is overturned. Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
Terry Francona looks over the lineup card. Montgomery came on yesterday with a bases loaded situation and 2 outs, and was able to get pinch hitter Rob Refsnyder, a right-hand batter, to fly out. Then he had a 1-2-3-8. Yes, he did. So says Jeremy Rahak. Montgomery strikes out Blade to begin the 8th.
Oh, that slider is just such a weapon for Mason Montgomery. If the numbers are correct, Greg, he has not given up a hit at all this entire season off the slider.
We're knocking on wood.
Yeah, of course. I'm just stating the numbers.
Yep. Just the facts. Sal Stewart at the plate. They've got Stewart. There's that slider, and he's in some pain.
Ooh, where'd they get him? One of these disappearing sliders.
Ooh.
Back foot. Ooh.
Got him good.
Well, you hit our star. We're going to make you
Yeah,
foul one.
that's right. We'll do it this way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noelvi Marte will pinch hit for the lefty batting Nathaniel Lowe. 2-2. 98. Sal Stewart still one of a handful of favorites right now. J.J. Weatherholt the favorite according to a lot of the betting sites as to who will win the National League Rookie of the Year. 3-2. 101 from Mason Montgomery. Stewart is second in those betting odds at the moment behind Weatherholt. And then you've got Bryce Eldridge of the Giants, Nolan McLean of the Mets, Carson Bench of the Mets, and Connor Griffin. Ground ball, base hit for Stewart. And you can stream Pirates games at home or on the go with SNP 360. Just go to getsnp360.com or scan the QR code. Log in with your provider and get direct access to live games plus all of the Pittsburgh sports content you love. There he is. He got that all off the first rung of the rotunda. Esmeralyn Valdez home run in the 6th inning that tied the game at 4. And he's still getting all kinds of plaudits. Congrats from his buddies. And grief, I'm sure.
You want to keep an eye on Sal Stewart here at first base. He's stolen some bases this year. 11 of them to be exact. We'll just make sure he's there. You don't see guys attempt to run on Montgomery very often.
Noelvi Marte bats for Nathaniel Lowe. Colin Cowgill, first base coach, passing along some numbers, times from Montgomery. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1. Marte 1 for 17 off lefties this season. And now it's 3-1. 1 hit. That was a home run off a lefty pitcher in 17 at bats. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts for Noelvi Marte versus left-handed pitching. The block there by Andy Rodriguez. He's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter.
Coming right at you. 3-1 on the outer edge. Really terrific pitch. That's a big pitch right here, Greg.
Crack to left. Deep. Reynolds back and gone. A pinch hit. 2-run homer for Noelvi Marte. And the Reds take a 6-4 lead in the 8th.
Yeah, after throwing a 3-1 fastball right by him, he goes back to the fastball. And this one not in quite as good of a spot. He was sitting dead red heater and did not miss it.
Fourth home run of the season for Noelvi Marte. His first career pinch hit homer.
And again, the significance of Mason Montgomery getting ahead opens up the door for that slider and the fastball at the top of the zone. Doesn't necessarily have to attack if he can get into 1-2, 0-2, even 2-2 counts. When you get into hitters count too often, major league hitters are going to make you pay.
Dennis Santana up now for the Pirates. And 3-2 now on Suarez. Javi Marte, just his fourth career home run off a lefty. Strike 3 on Suarez. Another look at the home run off Mason Montgomery.
Yeah. Down in the zone, sometimes you got to tip your cap a little bit. It's not a terrible pitch, but as I said, Marte, after getting one thrown right by him in a 3-1 count, probably knew there was a really good chance he was getting another fastball. And that's going to do it for Montgomery on the night.
Six-4 Reds. Tomorrow afternoon it is game 2 of this 3-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. Our coverage begins at 3 p.m. 4:05 first pitch, and there is Jared Jones talking to Mitch Keller. Keller will pitch on Sunday. Jared Jones pitches tomorrow against Chase Burns, and great to see that Jared Jones will pitch tomorrow after taking that ball off the elbow the other day. And Hannah, you had a chance to talk to Jared Jones.
Brownie, Jared told me with certainty that he feels good and is ready to go tomorrow. I asked if there was any point this week he wasn't so certain and how he felt. He said the first day he did not feel great throwing, and the off day not so great either, but the second time he threw he felt fine. The bullpen session after that he knew he was good to go, so ready to bring that heat tomorrow. Brownie.
That was at Coors Field on Sunday. He took the comebacker in the 3rd inning off the bat of T.J. Rumfield as Dennis Santana looks for the last out of the 8th. Thanks to Hannah.
Santana's thrown the ball pretty well lately. 35th game for him, just over a 5 ERA, 27 strikeouts in 34 innings.
0-2 on Steer.
And those two pitches are exactly what we've been keeping an eye on with Santana when he's went through his little stretch of tough baseball. That slider wasn't as sharp as those last two he's thrown, so hopefully he's found something.
Yeah, strike 3. I don't think there's any doubt he's definitely found something. He's back to where he was. Pirates need to come back down 2.
Buccos fans, trade your...
It is time for the North Star Chevrolet Buick and GMC star of the game. How about Marcell Ozuna? Had a base hit in his first at bat in the 1st inning, and then leading off the 6th inning against Andrew Abbott. It's a 7th home run of the season against the Pirates to within 1. Later, Esmeralda Valdez tied it. Unfortunately, Noelvi Marte untied it at the top of this 8th inning. And the lefty, Brock Burke, out there at least to face Osuna and O'Hearn, but Pierce Johnson is ready, the right-hander. and 2. Here's Johnson. Two balls, 2 strikes. And trying to get on any way he can. Three and two. He's aboard.
Another nice at bat by Marcell Ozuna. Find a way on.
Leadoff base runner.
These Reds, they've been actually pretty good in 2 runs or fewer games this year. 20 and 14, 4th best in all of baseball. Don't necessarily have a lockdown closer at the back end of the bullpen, but have been able to find ways in some of these closer games. Let's see if the Pirates can buck that trend.
Well, their closer Emilio Pagan is on the injured list. 0-2 the count. Brock Burke going to get through O'Hearn, and likely then we would see the righty Pierce Johnson. Esperlin Valdez on deck. Two. Tapper foul. Which we could see if indeed Francona does go to the bullpen. Tyler Callahan, the former Red, a lefty hitter. We'll see a Don Kelly counter. See what happens. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. O'Hearn battles Brock Burke. He was 0 for 2 with a walk against Abbott. Burke gets the strikeout, and that was 97 miles an hour. See if Francona goes to the pen here. Another look at the strikeout of O'Hearn.
Burke reached back those last 2 pitches. 98 the pitch before, and 97 just looked like a little bit of a tilt and cut on it away from O'Hearn.
Terry Francona is going to the righty Pierce Johnson. Well, Christian Marrero, one of the assistant hitting coaches, and Johnny Tucker, a coach, talking there with Esperlin Valdez in the 6th inning. The rookie hit this home run off the lefty Andrew Abbott. His 3rd in the big leagues, and tied it with a bomb, and he's going to stay in the ball game to face Pierce Johnson.
Well, with Pierce Johnson, you know what you're going to get. You're either going to get that curveball right there, you're going to get a fastball. He only throws 2 pitches. 26 game for him, 3.18 ERA. 22 strikeouts and 22 2/3 innings.
Right down the middle, another curveball. 0-2. Pierce Johnson, the veteran. Has struggled against the Pirates in his career. In fact, a 7.24 ERA versus Pittsburgh lifetime for Pierce Johnson. Well, has been really good this season. Scored upon only a handful of times. This is 26th appearance. Oh, off the foot. He doesn't know where it is. Finds it. And still go. Oh, no, off the bag. Valdez safe. Stewart came off first and second. And one out. And now checking on Pierce Johnson. The Reds will challenge.
The field is safe at first base. Cincinnati is challenged.
Let's see, Greg. I don't think so.
Again, the call is safe. So they have to find irrefutable evidence. I mean, no question about it that his foot is on the bag. To overturn the initial call by the crew chief, Dan Iasonia. There's no doubt what they see in New York. His foot is on the bag.
Seems like the best look right here, Greg. I don't think so.
First and second for now with one out. Checking at the replay center in New York.
After review, the fielder was off the bag. The call on the field stands. Cincinnati loses your challenge.
Well, these umpires have to love that. A base hit for Esmeralyn Valdez. A hit off the pitcher. And now Billy Cook will pinch run for Valdez. And the batter, Nick Gonzalez. Foul. Gonzalez pinch hit for Jared Triolo in the 6th, and of course stayed in the game to play third base. Gonzalez 9th in the league in hitting. As he fouls off the curveball from Pierce Johnson. Mentioned that Johnson's only been scored upon a handful of times in his 25 appearances, 2 of those against the Pirates. Pirates have been a nemesis against Johnson over the years. Stays 0-2.
Now with Ozuna running, you see the outfield playing no doubles. You hope that a base hit would score him easily. You know, he doesn't run all that well.
Struck out Nick Gonzalez. Second out here in the 8th.
That's a big out for Pierce Johnson and the Cincinnati Reds. For a couple curveballs. Didn't want that fastball there. Ends up in a good spot.
Mangum 2 for 3. Not able to hold up. Gregory Soto going to pitch the 9th. Johnson ahead of Mangum, 0-2.
Well, if Mangum's able to Mangum's able to find that left center field gap. He may end up with an inside the park homer.
Yeah.
Look at that outfield alignment.
Yeah. J.J. Bleday really hugging that left field line.
It's incredible.
Still 0-2. And bounce to the shortstop. Taylor Cruz. The Pirates leave 2 and trail by 2 heading to the 9th.
Eddie's
stays in the game to play center field. Jake Mangum moves to left from center. Brian Reynolds moves from left to right. It is a 6-4 Reds lead on the UPMC scoreboard. Pirates baseball is presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP. Tyler Stevenson leads off against Dennis Santana. Connor Griffin going to be sore at back. He's hit by that pitch from Trey Antone. And Griffin will be due up second in the 9th. It'll be Endy Rodriguez, Connor Griffin, Brandon Lau. Somebody gets on, Brian Reynolds. Stevenson was 2 for 2 with an RBI single off of Paul Skeens, who's off the hook. Skeens will get a no decision. But as we said going into this game, Skeens has started each of the last 7 Pirate losses, his starts anyway. The Pirates have lost the games. He hasn't necessarily been the man who received the decision each of those. 3-1. Last time the Pirates lost 8 decisions in a row in a single season with 1 starter was Johan Oviedo back in 2023. Caleb Ferguson, former Pirate. Nick Gonzalez. And the Reds catcher is set down. Mentioned Dennis Santana looking like he's back. Aside from the game at Coors Field in Denver, and you almost throw those out anymore with Dennis Santana. It's gotten to that point. Any game at Coors Field, it just forget it.
Well, you know, you certainly aren't making any excuses for him, but the pitch usage, the amount of sliders and cutters and even changeups for that matter, as you see one right there, the ball does not spin at elevation.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that's exactly why he's had issues out there, but I'm saying that that's definitely a part of it.
To right field. And Reynolds. 2 quick outs for Dennis Santana as McLean flies out. Bill Murphy with the clipboard, Pirates pitching coach. Brandon Benoit pitched a 1-2-3 6th. Isaac Mattson a 1-2-3 7th, and Mason Montgomery got the first out of the 8th, but gave up the base hit to Sal Stewart, and then Noelvi Marte a pinch hit home run. Dave Myers struck out looking against Mattson in his at bat in the 7th. Pirates pitchers had set down 13 straight Reds, and 17 of the previous 18 before the Stewart hit. 0-2. If it is Caleb Ferguson, he's not Had a save since 2024. He was with the Yankees, and we'll see if Terry Francona doesn't call on him, and we'll see if the Pirates can't come back in the bottom of the ninth.
At Subaru of South Hills, you'll receive exclusive benefits that keep you on the road with peace of mind. Included with every new vehicle purchase, we offer a guaranteed $1,000 trade-in bonus, your first oil change, and lifetime state inspections when you service.
Caleb Ferguson going to try to close this one out for the Cincinnati Reds with a 2-run lead. 13th game for him, 12 2/3, 1.42 ERA. Been pretty sharp. There's 12 2/3 so far.
Ball one. He had a regular 1-inning save, did Caleb Ferguson back in 2023 when he was with the Dodgers. August 28th against the Diamondbacks. One of his 3 career saves, fewer than 3 innings in a 9-inning game, and he falls behind 2-0. And I guess it doesn't matter if you're a 20-year-old rookie or a grizzled veteran. When you're in this situation, for whatever reason, there are certain guys that it's different. 9th inning save situation. Maybe that's the case for Ferguson. Maybe not.
The last 6 outs are always tough, Greg, especially in tight ball games, and now in the last 3 outs are even more difficult to get.
Ferguson, the Columbus, Ohio native. That's to first. And close, but one away. Stewart to Ferguson. Andy Rodriguez is the first out.
He almost snuck this one through the 4-hole. Just didn't quite hit it hard enough.
Ferguson just does get there. Ball hit by Andy Rodriguez. Bang, bang. And Tyler Stevenson, the veteran, gives Ferguson a little opportunity to catch his breath. Facing Connor Griffin here. Ferguson has given up runs in just 1 outing. This is 13th outing. Began the year on the injured list. Gave up 2 runs against the Padres on June the 10th. 11 of his 12 appearances have been scoreless. Griffin off the injured list today, and homered his first at bat. Since then, he's grounded out, flied out, was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. And now he's in the hole, 1-2.
Well, pre-IL stint, Connor Griffin's best at bats usually came later in the game. Just a knack for big moments.
The lefty hitting Brandon Lau on deck. Brian Reynolds in the hole. The glove of Suarez, a base hit for Griffin. He's on base for a 3rd time tonight. And it brings the tying run to the plate in the person of Brandon Lau.
Well, Eugenio Suarez, I'm not sure where he started here. You see him, he's almost playing no doubles on the line, which doesn't make sense because it's a 2-run game.
The other thing, too, that doesn't make sense, Neil, is why a guy starts to drop down to his knees before he has the ball. Like, why don't you just continue one more stride? But
or dive.
Or dive.
Yeah.
Either way, it goes as a base hit. Lau against Ferguson. Lau is 1 for 3 past matchups. This veteran lefty. Actually, left-handed batters have performed better against Ferguson this season. They are 8 for 29. That's a .276 average. Righties are just 3 for 19 against him, a .158 batting average.
Well, Brandon Lau knows he wants to go away. It's evident by 2 straight cutters off the plate. His go zone is that middle in, middle down spot.
Struck him out looking. Pirates down to their last out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sequence from Ferguson right there. Cutter just off the plate, cutter just off the plate, and then the four seam that just stays right in that exact same spot that he threw the last 2 cutters.
Chase Petty. Maybe if it gets to Osuna. Ball 1. It's ball and a strike now on Brian Reynolds, who extended his hitting streak to 16 straight games with his infield hit in the 3rd. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down to their last strike now.
Paint a fastball right here down and away. Whew.
2-2. Ferguson walks back behind the mound after Reynolds calls his timeout.
Well, and Reynolds, he covers that inner half so well. You wonder if Ferguson has enough confidence to go back in there with the cutter and or fastball and keep it on the plate, or if he decides to stay away, maybe a backdoor cutter.
3-2. Will Osuna get a chance? Three and 2 on Reynolds, 2 outs. The other way, and that's the ball game. A line drive out to right. Spencer Steer there, and the Pirates fall to the Reds in the first of the 3-game series. Connor Griffin surely did his part, and the veteran Caleb Ferguson picks up the save. And Noelvi Marte, the big swing, the 1-out, 2-run pinch hit home run off of Mason Montgomery after the Pirates had fought their way back to tie it. They fall 6-4.
Yeah, Pirates did a good job fighting their way back into this game after that 4-run second by Cincinnati, and just couldn't push any more runs after the 6th inning. So game 1 goes to the Reds, 2 more to go here in this series. Back at it tomorrow with Jared Jones on the mound.
Noelvi Marte, his first career pinch hit home run, and that proves to be the difference as the Reds win the first one. Connor Griffin's first at bat since going on the injured list. A home run. The Pirates hit 3 homers, but not enough. 6-4 Cincinnati. Pirates will try to even the series tomorrow afternoon. Stick around. Post-game show is coming your way next.